Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified 122 Doc. That's right, we don't need to tell you his whole name because guess what? We know him as Doc, and I know this is one that a lot of people have been waiting for. You better believe I'm finally going to review this guy. We're going to compare him to the O-Ring. I'm not sure if that's my real O-Ring, my original, because he's in really, really minty condition, and I don't remember my Doc being that minty. But I don't have the stretcher anymore. I only have his flare gun. But anyway, here's the figure that we're going to take a look at. When we compare him to the O-Ring, we'll also look and see how they're probably going to end up doing a retro version with quickly taking off the overlay. So anyway, here's the figure in the plastic, the window package once again. I think it looks really nice. I don't really care for the box. They leave a lot of empty space, but they're trying to make them uniform with Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series. Here we have some awesome artwork on the side. He's got his classic green glasses, 122. There we have the file card system. And once again, the QR code that we know leads us to absolutely nowhere. On the back, we have, again, an amazing shot. We got fire in the background. We have some sort of helicopter going there. We do see his helmet. All right. But anyway, let's take a look at this guy. Compare him to the O-Ring. I don't think there's going to be too much to do because, well, he doesn't have a lot of weapons. In the O-Ring, there's only so much. But anyway, let's get to it. If you like G.I. Joe stuff, you like what I'm giving you, please just take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe video. Now let's get to this. All right, so we got him out of the package, and the first thing, look, I have a nice, clean table here to work with. No OCD issues here for anyone that might be watching. All right, so anyway, let's take a look at everything that he's going to come with. All right, so first off, we have the stretcher. Now, the stretcher is made foldable, and it can also plug into his back so he can carry it. Now, if anyone hasn't seen it online already, there's already been the complaint that, unfortunately, when you put a figure on and you hold it, it's going to dip down. You could flip it upside down, use this as the handle, if that's what you really wanted to do. It wouldn't be the worst thing, but unfortunately, it's showing you that the clamps are here. Now, it's supposed to set like this, but again, so you got to figure out something if you want to keep it straight. It shouldn't be that difficult to figure it out. You could either put a little piece of tape there if you wanted to. No one's going to be looking at the bottom. But quickly, we'll take a look at the detail. And it does look extremely nice. So you have the two belts that are going to hold it in place along with the buckles. Nice handles, and they do make it look like it runs all the way through. Again, there's a peg on the back, so if you really wanted to, you could have them upside down, peg the guy in there or whatever. God, that sounds awful. But it also does have the feet so that it can stand like this when you're putting the figure on it. And then it just collapses, and it's clearly not going to open up easily, so you don't need to worry about it on his back. All right, so we have a holster, which is probably going to be for the stun gun. So this is going to plug in somewhere on his pack, wherever you want it to go. On his plate carrier, he does use the same plate carrier as the 60th anniversary soldier. So looking at this, it does have a nice design to it. Looks very military. Here we have the taser, and I have to say, I like the idea that they gave a taser. The problem is when you're looking at this, it really reminds you of like the original classified guns, especially that Snake Eyes that had the big hole in the middle. That's what I can't not see. Now, I know that's supposed to be the trigger right there for the stun gun, but that's what it makes me think of. So now, does this go in here, or does the flare gun? Oh, it looks like that does. All right, so quickly, nice little design to it. There's no port because that's not how a stun gun would work, but it does look like it has not an on-off switch, but a safety switch right there. And then you have the other side again. Nice. Then we get the flare gun. I love the flare gun just because they were able to use the nice orange for it. Handle is black. It's got the little trigger right there. All right, and it does have a port for blast effects. So you got to ask, is something coming so I can shoot some sort of flare into the air? And you'll probably imagine that these weapons will probably come with lifeline when they come, because they are both pacifists. Now, something like this would have been a good idea to give with Shockwave, since he is a police officer. So you get a police officer. It might be nice to have that. Here we have the medic pouch, which I do believe we got this with the 60th anniversary figure, except it wasn't a medic pouch. But I'm not positive. I don't have any around here. But you do have the cross, and I'm not really sure. That looks like some sort of flame. Anyone that is a medical personnel, maybe you can tell me. But again, this is something, again, that we can just plug right in wherever we want it to, because this is meant to be interchangeable. We do have his classic green glasses, and as you can see, they are clear, and they do feel way more sturdy than what we've gotten with the Dreadnoks, which is good. Hopefully they'll stay on nicely. God, I really hope so, but they're not bendy, so that's a plus in the right direction for sure. So now let's take a look at his helmet. And I never knew on the original that these were pill cases. Again, I was a kid playing with toys. I had no idea, but I do love the fact that they got them strapped on there. They gave them the orange look, the white top. I don't know if medics had like specific helmets where they had a groove that could hold them on, but I hope they do, because it looks kind of weird, because you have half like a bottle. You have a nice little strap that goes around. You got the chin harness here, and then obviously you have the place for the night vision goggles. Now quickly we can take a look at these two here, and you can see the pill bottles. Again, these are things you learn. And it even has a strap that goes around it that holds them together. I had absolutely no idea. If you did, awesome. I know Tony's Figs, he told me that he knew that. I didn't know that. But the design on this is real nice. And these things are pliable. And it seems like it would be awful that they're pliable, but I think it's awesome because they just fit on the heads perfect. You have no issues at all. They just kind of plop right on the head without a problem. All right, so now let's take a look at our figure. So he does look like a grizzled veteran here. He's got some gray, some little gray patches right on the side. That head sculpt is really nice. Eyes look like they're straight. Good paint apps on it. This is one guy that I am going to want to have glasses on and have his helmet on, as long as it looks properly. Looks properly. All right, so quickly we look at the articulation. He can not really look down, and he can not really look up. He doesn't have a lot of motion. Obviously, he can turn side to side. He does have his T poses, bicep swivel, double pinless elbows. All right, so no issues there. He does have the ab crunch, and he can actually go down pretty well. Going back, he can go like that. He can turn side to side. Drop down hips. Here's Jean-Claude Van Damme, which is the easiest way to actually bring down the drop down hips. Thigh swivel. Pinless knees. These look like they are Shipwreck's legs. And, you know, this is one thing that I had a big gripe with the Valaverse figures that had that they have their pants that go all the way down like this. And it is Duster and Trigger, who is my favorite Valaverse figure, is that you lose articulation. But what they actually did was, rather than putting a cut across here, they made it so the feet move back and forth. So your boot cut is actually underneath, but then you still have your ankle rocker system, so it can rock back and forth. So, all right. Now let's take a look at this guy and see what we're going to take off him, see how everything looks. So quickly, we have the, he has a nice little pen there. And then I believe that is a flashlight of some sorts. It's kind of weird how the paint is, but I do like the fact that they did put some paint on it, and especially the pen. It just really pops out. Get your nice little buckle there. And the red. Now, plate carrier covers a lot of detail on the actual figure. But the fact that the belt goes all the way around, you got your little hooks, so he can hook whatever he needs to it. I wonder if this is the same belt Alpine is going to have. Alpine may have bigger hooks on it. That's one of the things they made for Alpine. Anyway, he's got his his holster for his flare gun. He's got another med pack over here. And these are more or less like denim, except they really went with this khaki. Then you have the nice black boots, which I do think look really nice. You can see the shoelaces and everything. So it is very uniformed. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to compare these two. Now, this one does not come with the flare gun. I do wonder if they do a retro, if they'll go ahead and use that. So, can pop off his hair. And you see he pretty much has the same hairdo. Now over here, he has this, his medic symbol. Now there he just had the cross. Now someone has said they may have removed the cross because there might be a copyright infringement with the red cross. I'm not positive. But here it looks like he has some sort of needle or maybe a plunger. Not like a plunger like that. Not for your toilets, guys. Get your minds out of the gutter. On the other side, it says medic, which he does not have over here. They did give him the short sleeves, where he has the long sleeves here. The belt, they did go nice with the red belt, along with the white buckle. But rather than, and looking even at the design there, the design pattern on the belt buckle is very similar to what it's supposed to be. So, on the side here, he always had some sort of gun, but this is probably a flare gun. They didn't have tasers back then. You're still seeing the pockets on the back, which is actually pretty cool. And on the side here, he has, there's maybe other pill bottles there. Again, these are these crazy things you never look at when you're playing with your toys. But you gotta say, look at the bottom. Look at the way the boots go. They fit absolutely perfect. Like, they could not have matched that better. Even though I know these are Shipwreck's legs, they matched them absolutely great. All right. But quickly looking at this, I have a feeling if they do come out with a retro, you're going to remove this plate carrier, and then you're going to give him some other arms, so he has full sleeves. You'll probably still leave him with the holster here. They'll probably leave him with the med pack, just because this is something similar to that. He's going to have the same helmet. All right. And then he'll probably have the same stretcher. Hopefully they will redesign this and give him some sort of mortar flare like this was. All right. So now let's take a look and see how well the glasses go on them. Because this has been a huge issue for a lot of figures. And so these glasses, I'm not going to complain at all. Look at that. They stay on real nicely. These are better than buzzers and rippers. Now, if this is how they made them, I probably would have been disappointed that torches were molded on. But looking at this is awesome. They made it transparent green, so you can see his eyes, which is great. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to pop on the helmet. This is a great looking figure. I can't believe I'm going to say it, but this might be the best figure in the wave, and he doesn't even have a real gun. So, looking at it right there, I'm gonna lie, kind of looks like KJ Black Genghis. So shout out to that guy. See, now trying to put these on here is going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm going to move that up there so we create a nice little gap. And then I think we can squeeze these in here. I don't really want to break the integrity of them because they look really good. Oops, I kind of missed it there. So this is going to be one where you're going to get it in that spot that you want it. Maybe you don't want them with the helmet on, but I do like these glasses so far. Just they're so much better than what they gave us with, I think, anyone else. The early ones were okay. They were pretty solid. Man, that looks really good. Good job, Hasbro, on that. I am really impressed with that. All right. So he does have this. He's got his med pack. All right, as we can kind of see here. And I just kind of pop that one on there. But unfortunately, the question becomes, like, where am I supposed to put the flare gun? Or the taser, right? So this, I think they're actually the same. And one goes on the other side. But they don't, let's see here. Is it just me or it doesn't seem to fit in right? It's kind of hanging out there. Maybe that's supposed to be. Maybe someone that's a medic in the military can tell me. Maybe we can interchange these. That one actually stays in pretty nice. And then, I mean, I would have to say that the taser seems like it should go in this one. But you want to put it on his back. I know Tony had mentioned that, you know, you don't want to have a med pack on your back is how you're going to reach. But for a flare gun, you might be okay with that on his back. Then what do you do with this big one? Now, a lot of this, remember, this is supposed to be meant to be changeable. So they're going to make different pouches to go with the 60th anniversary figure and any other piece like this. I wonder if you could actually pop off grunts. I wonder if you can actually pop off Grunt's little digital display and pop it on here. I have to try that later and see if that actually works. But anyway, there you go. That is how he looks. Now, you're not going to get this thing. I guess you can. It's just not going to fit really well if you have anything on the back. All right. So now just kind of riding up on them. If we were to remove this, or any of the pouches. And I do think this is kind of silly, to be 100% honest. I mean, it's just not bad. I mean, I don't know how else you're going to run it with a stretcher in the military, like through a battle zone. But there you go with that. He can stand up. Of course, he does have trigger fingers. And I wish you could look up a little bit more so we could have him shooting his flare up. All right. But there's really not too much more to show here. All right, so there he is kind of posed, shooting up to the sky. Open this up here. We'll grab our poor tripwire. This guy's not making it out of battle, let's be honest. This guy's getting blowed up in some sort of so there you can see the moment I put the figure down on it, it just kind of collapses, which is a disappointment. So you can take a piece of Scotch tape, I'm sure, and put it right across there. No one's really going to see the bottom, which then, and the reason I put tape down there is because then you're going to have the tension. How it breaks this way, it won't break, it'll keep it. Now you can put it this way, have him lie down, and then I guess you can't really get him to grab there, but you could have the guys grab right up here, and get him to hold it. But the problem, as you will see here, is if you have the guys holding it like this, it does kind of break, but oh well. You can figure out something to do when you're doing your photography. Anyway, there's your dock, and I gotta say, this is a wonderful, wonderful looking figure. Pretty impressed with how it looks. Really impressed with the glasses. They don't fit the, I mean, not just they don't fit the greatest. You really have to play with them when the helmet is on because it is so tight. But you can get it to look properly. So, guess I got this figure out here. We might as well show it off. Also, in the description, I will leave a link to my video on the dock loadout from Gridiron in case you want to go ahead and update that. All right. So dock looks really good. Again, they did give him the chin strap, so you don't have to worry about the helmet going flying off. But God, what a nice looking figure. Bravo to Hasbro. And I'm glad they didn't give him a gun because, in all honesty, he shouldn't have one. He's a pacifist. All right, let's wrap it up. All right, so my first impression of this dock is he's great. He is almost perfect of a figure that Hasbro could make. Super happy with him. He is updated to be classified by putting a plate carrier on him. I did go over exactly how I think we're going to see a retro version. If they do a retro version, how he's going to come out. But I don't think you can complain. They gave him a stun gun or a taser. They gave him the flare gun. I know it's different than before, but again, that's what the retro card is supposed to be for. Perfect reuse of the figures that they used. Gave him short sleeves rather than long sleeves. So it will change the figure if they do the retro card. But face sculpt, glasses, perfect. Continue to do glasses like that. I think that's the best you're going to be able to get. Just for the fact that they're real small and they're either too hard or too flimsy. But I think they found a really good way to make it work. So I would say go out and get this figure because it is just that good. All right, so that is my dock review. I really do like this figure. I think he's... they pretty much nailed it. If I have a complaint, it's that this little med pouch doesn't want to stay right there on his chest. But, I mean, I guess there's a complaint with the stretcher that it folds in. They should have had a little clip or something that just would have kind of locked it into place. Minor gripes, but hey, this figure is awesome. And I can't believe I'm saying that he's probably the best in the wave when you're talking about a figure that doesn't even come with a weapon. He's a pacifist. But he really does fit with so many things that you might be doing with photography, just in your display, or just having a dock in your G.I. Joe collection. So anyway, I think this is one you should pick up. I try not to tell people what they should and shouldn't get, but this is a figure that I think you should get. And I will leave links in the description to all the places that you can order it, that it has some sort of affiliate link with me. I will also leave in the comments or in the description a link to the Gridiron Studios medic kit if you want to load that up and you can watch my review to that. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much. The social media, the Punk with Toys on Instagram. We have the Facebook group page, Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. Now I'm going to get out of here, but please take a second, like this type of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification because it just feels so good. Actually, because it helps out the algorithm, helps out the channel. Now here I go. I'm leaving. Please don't go anywhere. Right up here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the 2-pack of Roadblock and Tripwire, and down here will be a playlist to all the G.I. Joe classified figures that I reviewed, and it's all of them. Have a great day.